Hello, I'm Tom Zeiler, the Director of the Program in International Affairs, your major, and welcome to your graduation. Yes, we're here virtually, and nobody wanted that. Normally, I'd ask you to cheer as a large group with relatives and friends beaming with pride, just like us professors who would be on stage in the Glenn Miller Ballroom cheering you on. I regret we can't do that this year. But let's celebrate as best we can because you have accomplished a great thing here. Not only graduating, but persevering through over a year of difficult circumstances. But I know international affairs majors. They're not only smart and motivated, but determined and tough. No little pandemic stood in the way of your success. So I'm going to throw this out right now and get on with it. Normally, I point to a big banner at the front of the room that would be in front of me that has our International Affairs Be Boulder logo on it. And we added a motto for international affairs. I like to call it the triple I. Be inspired, be involved, be international. You're all of those. That really describes every single one of you graduates. You've been all three. So as you watch our presentation, a celebration of you, know that if we had been in person, it would have been a raucous room full of applause and cheering. Go ahead, you might even want to watch this together and cheer along. First, I'd like to thank the people who actually made your success possible. The faculty, of course, but the administrators of the Program in International Affairs who have been with you since the very beginning when you declared the major. They masterminded the curriculum, they gave course and career advice, they oversaw our numerous co-curricular programs and events and supported the faculty and you all. They include our office, Assistant Director of the Program in International Affairs, Catherine Rousseau, and Program Manager Jackie Lemaire. The latter will be leaving us, sadly, for new opportunities in Mississippi. We will clearly and dearly miss her and wish her the best of luck. Of course, where would you be without your two stellar undergraduate advisors, Gabe and Will, who have steered many of you in this room. They have such a complicated job in figuring out how to fit together the myriad pieces of this complicated major into a coherent whole. And then they advise you on majors, minors, certificates, and then on careers, and generally also just listen to you and smile. Thanks to both of them for one of the hardest jobs on campus. And thanks to our International Affairs Advisory Board, most of you might not know who these are. Usually they'd be seated in front of the podium, and it's Chair Alex Becker. These are outside or alums or outsiders who have support the program financially, provide visionary advice, and encourage all of you to get out in the world. And who else to thank? Well, that's obvious. Those sitting, I hope, watching this with you, and watching it proudly. Family and friends who supported you, wonderful students, not only here, but before you even got, of course, to the University of Colorado Boulder. And of course, who else is here but you watching this? The guests of honor, you. Smart, committed, diligent future leaders who have succeeded here at CU in one of the most demanding majors on campus. And if studying and taking 3 years of a language and doing this functional area and that geographical area were not enough, you're also leaders and activists around campus, in the community and across the nation. You've worked with the Conference on World Affairs, the Admissions Office, Cultural Events Board, and other offices on campus. And you've engaged in community service and sororities, fraternities, and other associations. You took part in a model UN, honor societies, and held fellowships. You studied abroad. Well, a lot of you tried in the last year. But you did so in the greatest numbers of any group on campus. I'm exhausted just telling you, or telling people about you. An intelligent, Dean's List, Phi Beta Kappa, global grants recipients, honors graduates, and frankly, all of us can attest that when our faculty in and out of the International Affairs program talk about IAFS majors, they glow with the recognition that they are so good in class. And you're not done. You will be traveling abroad, and in this country as well, including on trips which you'll use to fundraise for worthy causes. You'll work in refugee agencies in the future or teach for America. You go to graduate school in a host of fields, in energy, law, business, whatever. You'll run the family business or run for office yourself. You will continue your tremendous social commitment to improving communities, the nation, and the world. So take a long view. Pass these uniquely hard times that have been so unfair to you and bask in the glow of your success. Think of how far you've come here at CU Boulder and know how proud we are that we can call you graduates with a Bachelor of Arts in International Affairs. If hardship is any indicator, then you truly proved to be a great generation. Congratulations and watch on.
Congratulations, class of 2021. You have made it. I'm so proud of all of my international affairs students, some of my political science students. If you find this message, I'm very proud of you too. All my double majors, my thesis students, just all of you have been engaged in so many things over our time together. And it's just been a real privilege to be a part of your journey and to help support you during this. So yeah, I'm really, really sad that I can't be there to celebrate with you all in person. I really hope that in the near future, you all can come by the U Club and say hi if you're around. Otherwise, please feel free to stay in touch. My email isn't going to change anytime soon. So if, any of you all need anything, I know that you've graduated and you've got a whole life ahead of you, but just know that, my advice doesn't stop just because you've graduated. So congratulations again, and I hope you go on to do wildly successful things.
Congratulations, IAFS graduates. You did it. You made it through. You made it through your college career in one of the toughest, strangest periods of time to be a student that I have ever seen in my life. And I am so proud of each and every one of you for being able to do this. You are going out into the world now as the next wave of some of the best and brightest minds that CU Boulder has to offer. And I am so excited to see where you all go next.
What a delight to be able to congratulate you on your graduation. It has been a real privilege to get to know so many of you in class, to really learn with you, discuss with you, be challenged by you. And I am so inspired by the real care and energy and resilience with which you faced the challenges of this last year. And I'm really excited to see where your future will bring you. So congratulations and all the best.
Hello, CU IAFS graduates. I think most of you, but certainly not all of you, probably recognize me as the face at the bottom of Math 100 when you took my introductory IAFS 1000 class in the fall term. I teach this class also, Greg Young also teaches this class in the spring, so you may not have encountered me, but if you did, you probably recognize me. I know that IAFS 1000 was a difficult class. There was a lot of material to cover. And in addition to that, IAFS has some pretty high standards for you. And I also appreciate that things in the IAFS program and at CU got a lot more difficult over the last year plus with COVID. But you made it, you did it, you graduated. And congratulations. We are genuinely proud of you. This has not been easy. And in addition to picking up a lot of information about international affairs, I bet you have picked up some useful life skills going forward. And I wish you the very best with your next step, looking for your first job. Maybe you already have it, maybe you don't. I did not when I finished college. So don't despair. The economy's picking up. The first job is always the hardest, but once you get that, it's all downhill from here, as they say in skiing. So good luck. We are proud of you.
Congratulations, International Affairs graduates. It's been a tough year. I don't need to tell you that. I do want to tell you, though, from the bottom of my heart, how proud and impressed I am that all of you made it to this finish line. Whether I know you personally or not, I wish you all the best in the future. I know you're on to big, bold, and exciting things. For my past classes, I want to thank the Humanitarianism Spring 2020 class for adapting so quickly when we had to go remote. Fall 2020 Humanitarianism, I love the community that you built even in that remote Zoom setting. And for my honors thesis students, I'm just so proud that you were able to get through and create some really impressive work during difficult times and under far from ideal circumstances. So you should be proud of your work in its own right, and especially proud that you came up with the work you did while you did. So good luck out there, and go Buffs.
Dear IA grads, it has been such a pleasure to have had some of you in my classes these past years. I'm so excited to see and to follow the things that you're going to do in the future, the places you'll go, the things you'll achieve, the dreams that you'll make come true for yourselves and for others. Thank you for having let me be a part of your journey here at CU. It's been an honor, and warmest congratulations.
Congratulations, IIFS graduates. I know this has been an incredible period and moment to be experiencing going through college, and now to be graduating from college. But please know that all of us in the IIFS teaching team are incredibly proud of how you conducted yourselves and achieved what you have. And we're also incredibly confident that you are going to go out into the world prepared for the next era. In fact, we're glad knowing that you are the ones who are leading the future. You have acquired these skills around how to perceive and apprehend the world. And that is what we need more now than ever. So thank you for letting us spend some time with you over the last 4 years, and please stay in touch.
Graduates, this is a message to wish you my congratulations. I'm Myles Osborne. I'm a professor in international affairs and history, and this has been quite the year. All of us as faculty, and especially you as students, have struggled through these difficult times. You've all succeeded. You've had some incredible achievements even in the midst of all this. And if there's one thing I'd leave you with to go forward from your career at CU, it's to do things that excite you. Don't follow the money for the sake of it. Don't do anything that isn't exciting to you every day. Do something that you're passionate about. And if you do that, your working career will never be something that's a drain on you. So congratulations, IIFS graduates. I wish you all the very best of success going forward in your future. And please stay in touch with us here at CU. Thanks, everyone.
Hey there, graduates. I wanted to send out a huge, warm congratulations to all of you. And I really wanted to send a special congrats to all the wonderful seniors I've had this year in my 2 senior seminars. It's been a real pleasure to get to know you, and I wish you all the best in everything in the coming years, and I hope you find a way to celebrate this important milestone somehow this spring. Congratulations, AIFS graduates.
Congratulations, graduates. We are so proud of you. You have accomplished so much this year. And congratulations, friends and family. Your support has been more important over these last 13, 14 months than it has ever been before.
Greetings, 2021 International Affairs Program grads. I want to congratulate you on your successful matriculation through CU Boulder. And I'm sure when you started 7 or 8 years ago that you or your parents didn't think it was going to take quite this long. But really, you have survived extraordinary times. You've either survived or escaped the coronavirus, and you have survived a good 14 months of remote learning. You should be very proud of that accomplishment. So again, congratulations. And in these extraordinary times, I expect extraordinary things from all of you. Now, go forth, get a job. Congratulations, all 2021 IFS program graduates from CU Boulder. Good luck to you all.
Congratulations, IAFS graduates.
Congratulations, IIFS graduates.
And congratulations.
Congratulations, IIFS graduates.
Congratulations.
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 And warmest congratulations.
Congratulations, IIFS graduates.
Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, all 2021 IFS program graduates from CU Boulder.
Thank you all for watching your graduation celebration. You know, 50 years ago, an American actually hit a golf ball on the moon. Yep, Alan Shepard of the Apollo 14 space mission that went to the moon, the third time Americans stepped on the moon, teed up a few balls and whacked them with a 6-iron. Suffice to say, they were the longest shots he had ever taken. I think that feat was symbolic of you, creativity and adventure combined with a commitment to go the distance with a limitless horizon. Like those golf balls defying gravity, you might not ever stop in your pursuit of success. Let's remember that an American was up there on the moon, educated on our planet in the United States, a deed that spoke of the confidence that is so American, a belief that not even the sky can restrict what we can do. We hope you have that confidence as you exit CU Boulder with your International Affairs diploma in hand. Because after a tumultuous year that literally changed your life, a pandemic, but also domestic strife and tension at home, this country needs confident people, confident in a positive view of the future, in the firm belief that the United States can lead the world away from ignorance and partisanship, anger, meanness, selfishness. Because we need the confidence not to panic or be depressed about current events, perhaps remembering history. I'm a historian, by the way. But perhaps remembering history shows that we come out of bad things maybe stronger than before. Let's think in anniversaries. Survey Americans 90 years ago in 1931, and they tell you in the third year of the greatest depression in our history that things were really bad. Some also thought that a decade ago in 2011 as Tea Partiers and Occupy Wall Street activists squared off in the shadow of the second Great Depression, which was really disguised as we called it the Great Recession. Go back 8 decades in 1941 with Nazis and imperialists in Asia on the march and hundreds of American sailors, soldiers, and civilians killed in a surprise attack at Pearl Harbor in the Hawaiian Islands, a stunning tragedy of epic proportions. Well, they cringe in fear. We only have to return 20 years ago and another horror that killed thousands at the hands of terrorism at 9/11. Beyond the loss of life in 1921, by the way, 100 years ago, a Czech novelist first used the word robot to mean forced labor, a decidedly negative take on automation when compared to our internet age. By the way, YouTube is 20 years old this year as well. Even a century ago, though, the dead mounted. Think of the Tulsa race massacre that historians have so recently exposed. These are terrible events that required vision, plans, action, and resolution to get over. So what did we do? America went to war 80 years ago, eventually landing in Africa on the beaches of Normandy and in the Pacific to defeat the evils of fascism and militarism. As that war ended, a new cold one began that sometimes turned hot. The challenge now was communism, one that transformed the nation. But the Soviet Union itself ended 30 years ago, helped to its demise along the way by cold warriors like President John F. Kennedy, who, in his inaugural address 60 years ago, asked us to sacrifice and bear the burden of freedom. Sure, there were major problems and setbacks along the way, the Vietnam War, racism, gender struggles. But during it all, the key was that we believed in us to solve them. We golfed on the moon, sure, but that's rather trivial. In 1971, a half century ago, from this year, that confidence was still there, though there was also uncertainty in our economy and jobs for men and for a burgeoning women's workforce. There was uncertainty about the environment, about war and peace, about race relations and politics itself. As the greatest generation from World War II wrung its hands over the divisions in the country that year in 1971, another great generation came home from Vietnam to bring peace. And an explosion of diversity and a drive for new achievements came forth that we see the results of. And ongoing struggles today as well. Sure, there is always a struggle, but a quarter century ago in 1996, we not only witnessed the re-election of a liberal president in Bill Clinton, but an ongoing conservative revolution in Congress, led by the Republicans. 5 years ago, another election shocked the political system and decent observers here and abroad. Like 25 years ago, this time around, the country took on the issue of adjusting to a House divided. Through all this history, It was and is clear that we are a work in progress, trying to improve and solve, confident we can fix things. You engage today in seemingly unsolvable debates over drugs, racism, immigration, the plague of guns and other violence, climate and climate change, globalization, and elections and their consequences. Abraham Lincoln had warned of a house divided. We have long had our differences. We manage them, above all, though, through good leadership. A year ago, the first truly worldwide globalized event, the COVID-19 pandemic, swept over us all, and with it, swept away hopes and dreams of many. Protests swept over the country as well, leading historians to ponder whether these were independent events or shaped by the pandemic itself. Regardless, the world challenges us today, and will tomorrow as well, in our ability to lead, not just as a nation in the world community, but as you, individuals, in your pursuits after graduation. History supports you as the next generation of leaders, prepared by a liberal arts degree to lead as this country's better angels, overcoming the challenges of history and pushing forward into a bright future. It is America's duty to show this leadership. It is yours as well to show that liberal democracy must be defended here and around the world. That's what it means to be a citizen. Productive, ethical, intelligent, committed. Calm and optimistic as well. Where is your golf ball of life that will defy gravity? Where's it headed? The years will be fun. And these years ahead will be fun. And by the way, your parents will pick up your health insurance as well, so it's even more fun. But they'll also be a bit scary. But it's about confidence in that future, about perspective and calm to deal with it, that we hope your learning here has given you. You are now part of a legacy of CU Boulder and of the program in international affairs. We plan to keep in touch with you, and you must do the same with us. Once you undertake your own moonwalk outside wherever after graduation, we want you networked, linked in, connected with us. If I could, I'd ask everyone watching for a standing ovation of you before you came up on stage if we were in the Glenn Miller Ballroom to receive your diploma. For now, I salute you, Program in International Affairs majors who made history here at CU Boulder. And as graduates and now alumni, always, always, always serve our country and the world. Continue to be the great people that you became here at CU. Remember to follow your dreams, meeting the challenges of history and continuing on your path of success. Remember to be and remain inspired, involved, and international. Congratulations, everybody.